I'm going to be putting the best players in the entire world in the AHL. Ah, yes, the American Hockey League, the second best league in the entire world for the sport of hockey. And basically what I've done is I've gone through every single team, and one forward, one defenseman, and one goalie of my choosing will be sent down to the American Hockey League. And we're going to see how good that trio can be in their AHL affiliate of their NHL team. We are going to see if a team like the Bakersfield Condors are going to dominate with guys like Connor McDavid, Darnell Nurse, well, probably not Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard, and maybe even a guy like Stuart Skinner. I honestly have no idea what American hockey team is the best right now in real life, so maybe some teams have a bigger advantage than others. But let's go ahead and see what players I have demoted to the American Hockey League here in NHL 24. So if we take a look at the AHL right now, we have a bunch of the best hockey players in the world playing in the American Hockey League, starting off with the Abbotsford Canucks. For the Bakersfield Condors, we obviously have Stuart Skinner, Connor McDavid, and Evan Bouchard. For the Senators, we have Brady Tkachuk, Thomas Chabot, and Jonas Korpisalo. For the Bridgeport Islanders, we have Ilya Sorokin, Matthew Barzal, and Noah Dobson. For the Calgary Wranglers, we have Rasmus Anderson, Nazem Kadri, and in goal, of course, we have Jacob Markstrom. For the Charlotte Checkers, we have Matthew Tkachuk, Aaron Ekblad, and in goal, we have Sergei Bobrovsky. For the Chicago Wolves, we have Freddie Anderson at an 88 overall, Sebastian Aho, and Jacob Slavin. For the Cleveland Monsters, we have Zach Werenski, Johnny Hockey, and in goal, Elvis Merzlikins. For the Coachella Valley Firebirds, what a name for that team, we have Vince Dunn, Oliver Borkstrand, and in goal, we have Joey Decord. For the Colorado Eagles, we have Pavel Francouz and Nathan McKinnon, as well as Cale Makar. For the Grand Rapids Griffins, we have Patrick Kane, Mo Sider, and in goal, we have Ville Husso. God, EA Sports, your menus move so insanely slow. Now for the Hartford Wolfpack, we have Igor Shesterkin in the goal, Artemi Panarin, who's a 95 overall, and Adam Fox. Now for the Henderson Silver Knights, we have Jack Eichel, Shea Theodore, and in goal, we have Aiden Hill. The Hershey Bears are going to have Darcy Kemper at an 84 overall, Alexander Ovechkin, and John Carlson. The Iowa Wild have Kirill Kaprizov and Jonas Brodin, and in goal, they have Philip Gustafson at an 84 overall. The Laval Rocket have Jake Allen in the net, and for forwards and defensemen, they have Nick Suzuki and Michael Matheson. For the Valley Phantoms, we have Travis Konechny, Travis Sanheim, and in goal, unfortunately, it was Carter Hart. Obviously, he's going through some very serious allegations in real life. Now for Manitoba, we have Kyle Connor, Josh Morrissey, and of course in goal, Connor Hellebuck. The Milwaukee Admirals, we have UC Saros in the net, and for forwards and defensemen, we have Roman Josi and Philip Forsberg. For the Ontario Reign, we have Anze Kopitar, Drew Doughty, and in goal, Cam Talbot. For the Providence Bruins, we have David Pastrnak, Charlie McAvoy, and then Linus Allmark in the net. For the Rochester Americans, we have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen in goal, only an 83 overall, but we also have Rasmus Dahlin and Tage Thompson. The Rockford Ice Hogs are going to have Peter Mrazek in goal at an 83, also Seth Jones and Connor Bedard. San Diego is going to have Troy Terry and Cam Fowler, and in goal, of course, John Gibson. The Barracuda are going to have Capo Kakinen, and for forwards, they're going to have Tomas Hertl and Kalen Addison. Probably the weakest players that I added to the AHL, honestly. I don't think there's going to be much of a difference for the Barracuda. For the Springfield Thunderbirds, we have Robert Thomas, Torrey Krug, and in goal, we do have the absolute menace that is Jordan Binnington. Now for the Syracuse Crunch, we have Andrei Vasilevsky, Nikita Kucherov, and Victor Hedman. This honestly might be the best team in the entire American Hockey League. The Texas Stars are going to have Jason Robertson, Miro Heiskanen, and in goal, of course, it's going to be Jake Ottinger at a 91. The Toronto Marlies are going to have Ilya Samsonov in goal, also Austin Matthews and Morgan Riley. The Tucson Roadrunners are going to have Clayton Keller at an 89, Sean Jersey, who's an 86, and in goal, they will have Connor Ingram. The Utica Comets are going to have Vanacek in the net, and they will also have Jack Hughes at a 93 and Dougie Hamilton at a 90. The Wilkes-Barre Penguins are obviously going to have Sidney Crosby, Eric Carlson, and then Tristan Jarry in the net. And that's going to do it for all the NHL players that I put into the American Hockey League. Now we're going to go ahead, simulate 5 full seasons, see who dominates the AHL, see who takes home all the individual awards, and see which NHL players can help their AHL affiliate win the Calder Cup at the end of the season. Now before we go ahead and simulate, if you guys do enjoy videos like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on notifications so you don't miss a single live stream or video that I put out. So at the end of season number 1, the Iowa Wild are going to end up being the best team in the entire American Hockey League, going 45, 20, and 7, 97 points, followed by the Bakersfield Bakersfield Condors, who obviously have Connor McDavid. The Coachella Firebirds would be up there. Syracuse Crunch, the Hartford Wolfpack, and the Rockford Ice Hogs. Now, at the bottom of the AHL, we do have the Chicago Wolves, the Utica Comets, and the San Jose Barracuda. Nikita Kucherov is going to lead the entire AHL in goal scoring with 65 goals and 110 points, followed by Connor McDavid's 109. Austin Matthews had 104. Quinn Hughes was up there as a D-man with 103. Jason Robertson and Artemi Panarin also had 100-point seasons. Makar, Crosby, and Hedman were all up there also. Now for the goal side of EA Sports' menu system, we're not so slow. Kucherov will lead with 65 goals. Ovi had 54. Pasta had 53. McKinnon was up there with 50, as well as Jason Robertson. Shout out Connor Bedard as a rookie, putting up 48 tucks. Matthews surprisingly only had 45 in the AHL. I guess that kind of proves that he's a bum and a one-trick wonder, or a one-trick pony, I should say. I don't even know what the saying is. Now for defenseman, Quinn Hughes is going to dominate, 103 points, followed by Cale Makar, who did have 96. Victor Hedman at 94. Adam Fox was up there. Miro Heiskanen and John Carlson for the goalies. Now for goalies, Thatcher Demko and Joey Decord are going to tie at 33 wins apiece, followed by Peter Mrazek's 31. Stuart Skinner had 31. And on the shutout side, Igor Shesterkin will lead with 8, followed by Skinner 7, Mrazek at 5, and Gustafsson 5 as well. And this is our playoff matchups in year number 1 here in the American Hockey League. So let's see who goes on and makes the Calder Cup Finals, I believe it's called. And in the finals, we have the Condors up against the Wolfpack. So we do have Connor McDavid versus Artemi Panarin. This is going to be a very hard series, very tight as well, pause, but let's see who goes on and takes home that Calder Cup at the end of season number 1. And the Bakersfield Condors are going to go on and defeat the Hartford Wolfpack in, I believe, 6 games in the Calder Cup Finals, and McDavid is going to be able to capture his very first Calder Cup in his pro hockey career, as the Condors are going to get it done here in year number 1. I mean, they were one of the favorites. Having a guy like Connor McDavid definitely helps, but also Evan Bouchard, who is very good offensively, and Stuart Skinner on a good night can be one of the best goalies in the world, but on a bad night can also be one of the worst goalies in the world. So it's kind of hit or miss with him, but regardless, McDavid will conquer the AHL quicker than he did in the NHL, so maybe this is a sign for things to come here in 2024. I predicted it already. The Oilers are going to win the Stanley Cup, mark my words, as they are going to shake hands here. I believe they do have a playoff MVP award. Connor McDavid is not the captain of the Condors also. That is very shocking. I'm not sure if they have a playoff MVP award if it comes within this presentation. I honestly like this presentation better than the Stanley Cup one. It is a lot better to me and feels more like a playoff atmosphere. And there is the captain of the Condors. Surprisingly, it's not Connor McDavid coming to lift the Calder Cup for the Condors, as they are Stanley Cup champions in year number 1. Now for the playoffs, Connor McDavid is going to dominate, 20 goals and 35 points in only 20 games, so he was goal per game. Artemi Panarin surprisingly did very well as well. He had 29 points. Evan Bouchard was up there, 26. Adam Ernie had 22. Adam Fox, 21. Bedard, as a rookie, had 8 goals and 18 points in only 12 playoff games. Very impressive. Nikita Kucherov is going to take home the Art Ross Hart Trophy and Maurice Richard Trophy. The Rookie of the Year will go to Bedsy. The Best Defenseman Award will go to Quinn Hughes. The Best Goalie was Thatcher Demko. The Jack A. Butterfield Trophy, which is the playoff MVP, will go to Connor McDavid. At the end of the second season, the Manitoba Moose are going to finish as the best team in the American Hockey League, as they went 53-11-8, good enough for 114 points. Followed by the Rochester Americans, who had 44 wins. The Toronto Marlies had 43 as well. Bakersfield was up there defending Calder Cup champions. Rockford was here. Bridgeport, Charlotte. At the bottom, we have the Utica Comets, the Calgary Wranglers, and the Grand Rapids Griffins. Obviously, Utica is not going to be very good. I mean, they do have Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton, but their goalie was not a big upgrade whatsoever. Elias Pettersson is going to lead the AHL in scoring with 110 points, followed by Josh Morrissey, who only had 11 goals but 98 assists for 109 points. Also, speaking of assists, Connor McDavid is on pace to crack 100 assists in a single season. That is bizarre. The dude literally came into this year and said, fuck scoring, I'm literally just going to get Zach Hyman 50 goals on the season. He's already at 40, 10 away. Jason Robertson had 104, past the 104. McDavid was up there, 104, as well as Cale Makar. Kyle Connor had 99. Ovi was up there. Matthews as well for the goals side. Jason Robertson is going to lead with 68 tucks on the season. David Pastrnak had 62. Ovi 59. McDavid 59. Kyle Connor had 54. A lot of goal scoring going on in the AHL. Of course, the talent is not as competitive as it is in the NHL. Bedard is going to score 52 goals. And for defensemen, it's not, well, it was kind of close, honestly. Cale Makar had 104 points, but Josh Morrissey is going to win that Norris Trophy for the best defenseman. John Carlson had 94 points. Dahlin only 91. Did have 20 goals, though. Erik Karlsson was up there. Miro Heiskanen and Quinn Hughes. Connor Hellebuck is going to lead all goalies and wins with 39, followed by Stuart Skinner's 34, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who had 33. And on the shutout side, Andrei Vasilevsky will lead. He had 7 shutouts on the season. Freddie Anderson had 5, Aiden Hill 5, and Decord 4. And here we go yet again. This is round number 2, playoffs number 2. Here's our bracket. And in the Calder Cup Finals, we yet again have the Condors making it, but they are up against the Providence Bruins, who do have a very good roster, especially with their big 3. Charlie McAvoy, David Pastrnak, and Linus Ullmark in the net. So let's see who goes on and wins the Calder Cup here in season number 2. Will the Condors go back-to-back, or will Providence spoil Connor McDavid's AHL career? And this would not even be remotely close. The Condors are going to bend over and dominate the Providence Bruins in 5 games in the Calder Cup Finals, as they have started the video out 2 for 2. Going back-to-back, as McDavid is proving why he's the best player in the entire world, dominating the AHL just like he did in the NHL, besides the Stanley Cup part. But the Providence Bruins put up, I guess, a little bit of a fight. They did only win 1 game. The Condors are getting carried by a 97 overall Connor McDavid, who's the highest overall in the entire game, as they are going to start out this video going back-to-back, shaking hands yet again. Obviously, we know there's no presentation for the playoff MVP award, but there's McDavid with the C. I put it on him. This is also a much longer presentation than the Stanley Cup one, which is kind of crazy, honestly. And there he is, Connor McDavid, lifting the Calder Cup for the 2nd time in his career, as the Condors have gone back-to-back to start the video, so congratulations to them. McDavid again is going to dominate in the playoffs, 27 points in only 18 games. David Pastrnak had 24, Evan Bouchard 24, Morgan Riley was up there fresh off of a suspension. Charlie McAvoy had 20 points, Matthews had 10 goals and 19 points. Elias Pettersson is going to take home the Art Ross. The Hart Trophy is actually going to go to Josh Morrissey, the Maurice Richard to Jason Robertson. The Rookie of the Year will always go to Bedard, and Josh Morrissey will also take home the Norris Trophy. He had one hell of a season. Connor Hellebuck is going to win the Vezina, and of course the playoff MVP will go to Connor McDavid. Yet again, the Manitoba Moose are going to finish as the best team in the AHL in the regular season. They went 47, 20, and 5, followed by the San Diego Gulls, who were surprisingly very good. The Providence Bruins are up there, the Henderson Silver Knights, the Senators, the Islanders. Obviously, the Condors are always going to be a threat with Connor McDavid. At the bottom, we have the Utica Comets, yet again, only winning 19 games, followed by the Barracuda and the Chicago Wolves. Nikita Kucherov is going to lead the entire NHL in goals with 65 and points with 107, followed by Austin Matthews, who had 105. Crosby was up there, a very big season. He's actually been surprisingly quiet, but he did have 51 goals and 105 points. Erik Karlsson at 105. Past the 104, McDavid, 100, Tage Thompson, Makar, and Brady Tkachuk were all up there as well. Also, boys, I have some exciting news. I will be going to an Ottawa Senators game. I believe it is March 29th against the Chicago Blackhawks. Going to see Bedsy in Ottawa. Now for the goals, Matthews and Kucherov are going to tie for the most at 65, followed by Pastas 57. Nathan McKinnon had 54, Kyle Connor 53, Ovi 51, and Crosby 51 as well. Erik Karlsson is going to lead all D-men in scoring with 105 points, followed by Cale Makar's 97. Charlie McAvoy had 95. Adam Fox 93. Dahlin was up there, as well as Victor Hedman and Quinn Hughes. Connor Hellebuck is going to lead in wins with 36, followed by John Gibson's 35 and Thatcher Demko's 32. And on the shutout side, it would be a two-way tie between Jordan Binnington and Aiden Hill, who each had 6 shutouts apiece on the season. And this is our year number 3 playoff bracket here in the American Hockey League. And in the Calder Cup Finals, we have a brand new matchup between the Abbotsford Canucks and the Syracuse Crunch, who are the Tampa Bay Lightning AHL affiliate, and obviously the Canucks are the Vancouver Canucks AHL affiliate. So we have Elias Pettersson up against Nikita Kucherov in the Calder Cup Finals. Let's see who's going to take it home here at the end of year number 3. And the Abbotsford Canucks are going to get it done here in Game 7 over the Syracuse Crunch. Obviously, Pettersson, Hughes, and I believe Demko are going to lead this team to a Calder Cup championship, I should say, as they are going to get it done here in year number 3. So far, technically Abbotsford, I have no idea where that's at, but the teams that have led, or the players that have led these teams to Calder Cups, have come from Canadian NHL teams, from the Oilers the first 2 seasons, and now the Vancouver Canucks. So Gary Bettman, obviously not the commissioner of the AHL, but he's probably losing his mind in the NHL office, wherever the hell that is located at, as this was a hard-fought 7-game series with the Canucks coming out on top in Game 7. There is Quinn Hughes, the captain of the Abbotsford Canucks, obviously. He's the captain of the NHL team, so obviously he's going to be the captain of the AHL team. And here he is coming to lift the Calder Cup for the very first time in his career, as the Abbotsford Canucks have gone all the way here in season number 3. Now for the playoffs, Quinn Hughes is only going to have 3 goals but 30 points leading the postseason, followed by Nikita Kucherov, who had 16 goals and 29 points. Elias Pettersson had 27. Victor Hedman was up there with 27. McDonough had 18. Nikita Kucherov is going to take home the Art Ross, the Hart Trophy, and the Maurice Richard Trophy. Well, technically, he would share that with Austin Matthews. The Norris Trophy will go to Erik Karlsson, the Vezina to Connor Hellebuck, and the playoff MVP will go to Quinn Hughes. Now, again, the Manitoba Moose are going to dominate the regular season, but still have no real playoff success, not even making a Calder Cup Finals. They would go 45, 22, and 5, followed by the Syracuse Crunch. The Bakersfield Condors were up there, the Springfield Thunderbirds, the Rochester Americans, and the defending champs, the Abbotsford Canucks. Now, at the bottom, we have the Tucson Roadrunners, the Utica Comets, and of course, the Calgary Wranglers. Pretty much every single team in Calgary is poverty, but Austin Matthews is going to dominate the AHL this season, scoring 80 goals and 114 points, tying with McDavid in points, followed by Kaprizov's 110. Cale Makar was up there. Nathan MacKinnon had a pretty good season, as well as Quinn Hughes. Now on the goal side, it was not even close. Nobody even had 60. Matthews had 80. Well over a goal per game. Kaprizov had 58, as well as Pasternak, David. Connor McDavid had 57. Jason Robertson 55. McKinnon 52. Makar is going to lead all D-man in scoring with 105 points, followed by Quinn Hughes' 100. Josh Morrissey had 99. Adam Fox 94, as well as Morgan Riley, who only had 8 goals but 86 assists for 94 points on the season. Stuart Skinner is going to lead all goaltenders in wins with 36, followed by Aiden Hill's 35 and Korpisalo's 34. And for the shutouts, Philip Gustafson is going to lead with 8, followed by Hellebuck 7, Skinner had 6, Korpisalo 6, and Aiden Hill. Here we go, round number 4. This is our playoff bracket for the Calder Cup playoffs. Let's see who advances to the finals. And in the Calder Cup finals, we have the Grand Rapids Griffins up against the Senators. Obviously, Brady Tkachuk up against Dylan Larkin, I believe, or actually no, Patrick Kane from the Detroit Red Wings. So let's see who's going to go on and win their very first Calder Cup of the video here in season number 4. And unfortunately for my dumbass, I forgot to hop into the game. I was viewing it, and I think I was on my phone at the same time, but the Grand Rapids Griffins will go on and sweep the Senators in the Calder Cup Finals. I apologize for that, boys. I won't forget another one, although we only have one left here in the video. Now for the playoffs, Matthew Tkachuk is going to lead in scoring with 27 points, followed by Patrick Kane's 25, also had 14 goals. Matthew Tkachuk had 23. Breadman was up there. Thomas Chabot had a pretty good playoff run. Austin Matthews is going to take home the Art Ross. The Hart Trophy will actually go to Connor McDavid. The Maurice Richard to Matthews, and the Norris will go to Josh Morrissey. Aiden Hill is going to win the Vezina, and the playoff MVP will be none other than Showtime Patrick Kane. Now, at the end of the 5th and final season, the Bakersfield Condors are going to go on and be the best team in the regular season, as they went 44, 22, and 6, followed by the Wilkes-Barre Penguins. The Manitoba Moose were up here, the Ontario Reign, the Bruins, the Syracuse Crunch, and the Rockford Ice Hogs. Now, at the bottom, we do have the Calgary Wranglers, the Utica Comets, and the Hartford Wolfpack, who did make a Calder Cup Finals in this video. Kind of surprised to see them be here because they do have Shesterkin, Adam Fox, and Artemi Panarin. Again, Nikita Kucherov is going to dominate, leading in goals with 69 and points with 126, followed by McDavid, who had 101. God damn, that is a big gap. Cale Makar had 100. Nathan MacKinnon was up there. Kaprizov, Matthews had 94, and Kyle Connor 92. Now, on the goal side, other than Kucherov, Kyle Connor is going to lead with 58 tucks, followed by McKinnon's 56. Matthews had 55. McDavid only 49, so not a lot of scoring going on in the AHL this season. Speaking of defense, Cale Makar is going to lead with 100 points. Only 7 goals, but 93 helpers, followed by Erik Karlsson's 90. Miro Heiskanen had 88. Noah Dobson, 86. And John Carlson, 85. Also, he was a minus 17. Cam Talbot's going to lead all goalies and wins with 37, followed by Tristan Jarry's 36 and Hellebuck's 35. And on the shutout side, Ilya Sorokin will lead with 7, followed by Stuart Skinner, who had 6, Connor Hellebuck 6, and Jacob Markstrom 6. And this is our 5th and final playoff bracket of the video. video. And in the Calder Cup Finals, we have the Abbotsford Canucks up against the Rochester Americans. So the Buffalo Sabres versus the Vancouver Canucks. Abbotsford already has won a Calder Cup. In this video, they are looking to win their second, while the Rochester Americans obviously looking for their first. So let's see who's going to win it here in the fifth and final season. And the Abbotsford Canucks are going to get it done here in year number 5 as they defeat the Rochester Americans in, I believe, 5 games in the Calder Cup Finals to go on and capture their second Calder Cup of the video. Obviously, the Bakersfield Condors won the first 2. And then I believe in year number 3, Abbotsford won last year, was the AHL affiliate of the Detroit Red Wings. I'm literally forgetting the name. By the way, Rochester has very nice jerseys. I actually like them a bunch. But unfortunately for them, they are going to end up losing it here on home ice. They're going to have to sit there and cry their little hearts out as the Canucks are going to win their second of the video. Obviously, they have to shake at the end of it. Got to be classy. Got to keep it classy, boys. Always remember that good old Don Cherry saying, as I guess I forgot to make Quinn Hughes the captain, which is very unfortunate, as here comes the captain of the Abbotsford Canucks lifting the Calder Cup for the second time in the video, as they are your champions here in year number 5. Now for the playoffs, Elias Pettersson is going to lead with 32 points, followed by Dahleens 27, Tage Thompson at 26 and 13 goals. When Hughes was up there, McDonough had 17, Kucherov had 10 goals in only 8 games, which is wild. Kucherov is going to take home the Art Ross, the Hart Trophy, and the Maurice Richard Trophy, while the Norris will go to Cale Makar, the Vezina to Tristan Jarry, and the playoff MVP to Elias Pettersson. And that is going to do it for this video. I've gone through the entire NHL, every single franchise, and put their best players from each position in the American Hockey League to see who would do the best. And technically, it was a tie between the Vancouver Canucks and the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, McDavid dominated early on, but then the Abbotsford Canucks did win 2 of the last 3 Stanley Cups. I guess the Condors did go back-to-back, so they do have that over them. But regardless, overall, it was a very good sim. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you leave some support on the channel. It really helps me out a lot. I would like to say thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.